Hello friends, today we are doing the Pick a Stick challenge for Art Joy Sharing. This is a monthly challenge that we do, and I'm just going to add a little gesso to my journal page. We pick sticks randomly, and it was my turn to do that this month. Shel Cee and I trade off each month pulling sticks for this challenge. She had the mood board this month, and I had the pick a stick. So we're going to get started with just a little bit of gesso. This is a Diane Reevely small journal that I'm working in today. And the first thing is ink. You know, we go through all 6 prompts: ink, stamp, monoprint. Trying to remember what the sequence was. Anyway, you just do them in sequence. And so the first one being ink, I'm going to use some black ink and this bamboo and just apply a little bit of ink to my page with that bamboo pen. I'm also going to use a fine line pen from Pilot, add a few more things, and I'm going to stamp because that's the second prompt. And I have this blue color because the blue and red are the colors for this month. We pick 2 colors each month, and blue and red are the ones that we're doing this month. I guess it's aqua, not red, but anyway, you get the drift. So then I'm going to put some red ink or red paint on the gel plate. This is a 5x7. And that's some golden red paint. I had some left in my palette, but I'm going to use another stamp and lift a little bit of that paint, get a little bit of patterning. We're just building up layers for a background here, so not being too precise. I'm going to use my brayer because that's yet another prompt, prompt number 4, I believe. And I will clean my rubber because you don't want to leave paint on your rubber. So I'm just going to get a baby wipe, and I'm going to grab another stamp and another gel plate. This is a round one, and proceed the same way that I did previously. I'm going to add a little bit of what was this? This was I can't remember exactly what paint it was. It was another golden. I think it's nickel azo gold, and going back to that blue ink and the stamp again, just applying layers to the background of the page. So the last 2 prompts are dark and dash. And so I'm going to get a dark pen, which is a pen gear. It's an alcohol-based or solvent-based pen. Once I get all of my color down on the background with this gel plate, you know, I got to layer, layer, layer. And so I'm checking off as I go through here, the monoprinting, the brayer, and now we're up to number 5, which is dark. So I'm looking around, and I think I want to add a little more to this. So I'm thinking, how am I going to pull this all together? So with my dark pen, I'm going to start sketching in some floral designs. Just, you know, loose, loopy florals. There are all sorts of designs that you could put on something like this. You could do geometrics or something linear or you know, houses, village, whatever you can think of. But what I want is some large open spaces. So I've done my black pen work, and now I'm going to take that dark pen and I'm going to colorize the background with that black and do the reverse painting, just bringing out the florals and revealing the design. So this will take a while. You know, you're just coloring in with a pen, and I think my pen was a little bit dry. Be nice if I had a fresh pen to do this with so the ink was nice and juicy, but you know, it's just what I have in the drawer. I think this is a pen that I picked up at the dollar store. I think you get a package of 2 for $1. And I think they also sell them at Walmart, but it's a Pen Gear pen. And it's doing the job, so I'm not really complaining about it. I'm just saying that it would have been nice if I had one that was a little bit fresher. So I think I've had this one for a while and been using it. So we're just chatting with the audience. You know, we do this as a live show each Thursday at 10:30 Central Time. So if you want to come and join us live, that's on my sister channel, Art Joy is Sharing, that I share with Shel Cee, and then you can watch the real-time video with the chat and everybody who was there, and also see what Shel was doing on her Pick a Stick challenge today. She did a really cool page. And Shel's traveling, so she's just having to work with what she's got. I've got pretty much my whole arsenal out here today. So, you know, we love mixed media and we love using all kinds of things and mixing it up. So the last prompt, I think, is dash. And what I'm doing now is just, you know, finishing up filling in, and I want to thicken up some of those, some of the line work, make it a little more prominent. So I will end up getting my Pentel brush pen out. It's Pentel brush pen is filled with India ink, and it's one of my favorites. It's good and dark because it's India ink, and we'll add a little more depth. And I like the contrast between the black and the colorful colors for the prompts this month. So I decide I want to add a little more color to the floral part. So I have a little bit of stuff left in my palette from a project I was working on earlier, adding a little bit of phthalo blue to those leaves just to differentiate between the flower petals. And then I will add some more of that nickel azel gold and some of that quin red in certain areas. These are all complementary colors, so they're primaries and they will work well together. But I just want to deepen the color and the contrast between some of this. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm using what I have in my palette and working around the page here with those colors. So I'm just getting that Pentel pocket brush pen, going around the imagery, defining it a little bit more. And I've sped the video up 8 times fast because, yeah, just watching me do line work and drawing is kind of boring. But I'm grabbing a metallic blue pen, and the last prompt, remember, was dash. So I'm just putting little dashes in that metallic blue into the background over the top of that black ink, giving it a little more texture. I'm doing that all over the page. And I think it does add a little more interest to just that flat black area. And the other prompts are just, what do we call those, wildcards. And I decide, well, I've got plenty of time. I can do the wildcards too. So I got my red Posca pen, added a little more of that red to the page. I'm going to dry that down. And then I'm going to grab some other Posca pens and look for a quote because I want to find something to go on this page. And I'm paging through looking for something, not too long. You know, I don't want to cover up the whole page with a quote, but I want something in there. And of course, I get my big fat Posca pen, write it, and then, yeah, I misspell flowers. So you'll see what I do about that later. But I'm using different fonts and different pens and different sizes just to add a little more interest. And I'm going to get the author's name down there, and I'm going to start going around here with my fine line Posca pen, and then I realize, oh darn, I misspelled that. So I've got to get that ink off of there, that paint off of there, and dry it down, and then come back and spell flowers correctly. Anyway, it came off okay. I used a little water and a little alcohol hand sanitizer and got it cleaned up. Gonna outline that, define it a little bit more, make it a little bit bolder. And the last prompt was sponge. So I'm just going to take some white paint on a makeup sponge. And this is titanium white from Golden. I'm going to squirt a little bit on my sponge. Once I have my makeup sponge with a little bit of that titanium white on it, I dab it off on my scratch paper on the table there, and then I'm just going to go around the edge, defining the edge a little bit. And that will be it for my page today, doing a little bit of splatters in several different colors, black, white, and red, drying that down, and we'll get the final shots. I hope you come and join us on the Art Joy is Sharing. And if you do make a page using the Pick Stick Challenge, be sure and use our hashtag, and we'll come and find you and see what you've done. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time on Art Joy is Sharing and Pick a Stick Challenge and all the things that we do on our channel. Bye for now.